The enigmatic allure of haunted colleges in the shadowy corners of history. Certain places seem to hold an uncanny ability to captivate our imaginations, none more so than haunted colleges. These institutions, steeped in centuries of tradition and whispered tales, are often regarded as bastions of knowledge and enlightenment. Yet beneath their ivy-covered walls lies a darker, more mysterious dimension, a realm where the past refuses to rest. Across the United States, countless universities claim to be home to restless spirits, eerie apparitions, and chilling encounters. From ghostly professors lingering in lecture halls to phantom students wandering dormitory corridors, these stories have become integral threads in the fabric of campus lore. Alabama, with its rich tapestry of Southern history and deep-rooted traditions, is no stranger to such supernatural tales. Its storied past, from Civil War battles to antebellum grandeur, has left an indelible mark on the state's cultural landscape. It is here, amidst the rolling hills and historic architecture, that one of the most haunted colleges in America resides. This institution stands as a testament to the enduring power of the unknown, drawing thrill-seekers, paranormal enthusiasts, and curious visitors alike into its enigmatic embrace. As we delve into the haunting history of this Alabama college, prepare yourself for a journey unlike any other. This is not merely a recounting of ghost stories. It is an exploration of the thin veil between the living and the dead, a dive into the psychological depths of fear, and a celebration of the human fascination with the supernatural. Whether you are a skeptic or a believer, there is something undeniably compelling about the idea that some places are forever touched by forces beyond our understanding. So settle in, dim the lights, and allow yourself to be transported to a world where history whispers, shadows move of their own accord, and the air is thick with the weight of unresolved mysteries. Welcome to the most haunted college in Alabama, a place where the past never truly fades. A storied legacy, the history of college name, nestled within the verdant landscapes of Alabama. College name stands as a venerable institution whose foundations were laid over 2 centuries ago. Established in 1820, this college was born out of a fervent desire to provide higher education in a region still recovering from the tumultuous aftermath of the American Civil War. Originally founded as a small seminary, it quickly evolved into a comprehensive university, renowned for its rigorous academic programs and distinguished faculty. The architectural splendor of college name is a testament to its historical significance. The main campus boasts a mix of Gothic Revival and neoclassical buildings, each constructed with meticulous attention to detail. The centerpiece of the campus is the majestic Founders Hall, a stone edifice completed in 1854. Its towering spires and stained glass windows are said to echo the aspirations and ideals of the early educators who shaped the college's ethos. Surrounding Founders Hall are several other historically significant structures, including the library annex, which houses ancient manuscripts and rare books, and the Alumni Auditorium, famed for its acoustics and grandeur. Throughout its existence, college name has been a crucible of intellectual and cultural advancement. It has produced numerous scholars, politicians, and innovators who have significantly contributed to both national and global arenas. Notable alumni include a former U.S. Senator known for his pivotal role in civil rights legislation, and a Pulitzer Prize-winning author whose novels explore themes of Southern identity and social justice. However, the college's illustrious past is not without its shadows. The Civil War era saw the campus repurposed as a temporary military hospital, a period marked by suffering and loss that some believe has left an indelible imprint on the grounds. Tales of soldiers' spirits wandering the halls and spectral figures appearing in the library at night contribute to the campus's reputation as a site of supernatural occurrences. Whispers from the shadows, documented paranormal encounters at college name, the line between reality and the supernatural blurs with every documented encounter, weaving a tapestry of terror that both fascinates and terrifies. Among the most chilling accounts is the story of Emily Carter, a sophomore majoring in psychology. On a seemingly ordinary evening in October, Emily decided to stay late in the library to complete her thesis. As she settled into her usual spot near the ancient manuscripts section, an eerie silence enveloped the room. Suddenly, the temperature dropped sharply, and the flickering overhead lights cast dancing shadows across the rows of books. Emily felt an inexplicable chill run down her spine as she sensed a presence behind her. Turning around, she was met with the sight of a translucent figure, a woman in a dated gown, her eyes hollow yet piercing. The apparition lingered only for a moment before vanishing into thin air, leaving Emily shaken and unable to focus for the remainder of the night. Another spine-tingling incident involves Professor Alan Thompson, a seasoned historian known for his skepticism towards the paranormal. During a late-night research session in the archives room, located in the basement of Founders Hall, he experienced what he could only describe as an overwhelming sense of dread. As he sifted through old documents, the sound of faint footsteps echoed in the otherwise silent room. Believing it to be another researcher, he called out but received no response. The footsteps grew louder, circling him until they abruptly ceased. Feeling a cold breath on the back of his neck, Professor Thompson turned around to find nothing but empty space. The experience was so unsettling that he requested a transfer to a different department, citing personal reasons. Perhaps the most harrowing tale comes from a group of freshmen during their orientation week. Eager to explore the campus, they ventured into the abandoned wing of the alumni auditorium, a part of the building closed off due to structural concerns. As they wandered through the dusty, cobweb-laden corridors, strange noises began to emanate from the walls, whispers, moans, and the distant sound of applause as if a phantom audience was applauding a long-forgotten performance. One of the students captured a photograph that later revealed a ghostly figure standing at the edge of the frame, clad in what appeared to be a military uniform. The image went viral, sparking renewed interest in the college's haunted reputation. These documented encounters are not isolated incidents, but part of a larger pattern of paranormal activity that has been reported over decades. Eyewitnesses describe recurring themes: cold spots, disembodied voices, and fleeting apparitions that vanish as quickly as they appear. Each story adds another layer to the haunting narrative of college name, creating a compendium of terror that continues to grow with each passing year. For those brave enough to delve deeper into the mysteries of this Alabama institution, the line between the seen and the unseen remains tantalizingly blurred. Architectural echoes of the past, buildings steeped in mystery amidst the sprawling expanse of college name. Certain buildings stand out not just for their historical significance but also for the eerie legends that shroud them. These structures, with their weathered facades and labyrinthine interiors, serve as tangible reminders of the college's haunted heritage. Among these, Founders Hall, the library annex, and the alumni auditorium are particularly notorious for their spectral inhabitants and spine-chilling tales. Founders Hall, the architectural heart of the campus, is often regarded as the epicenter of paranormal activity. Built in 1854, its imposing Gothic Revival style and intricate stonework create an atmosphere of solemnity and mystery. Students and staff frequently report hearing the sounds of phantom footsteps echoing through its deserted hallways, especially after dusk. The most famous ghost associated with Founders Hall is that of Eleanor Whitmore, a former dean who tragically passed away in her office under mysterious circumstances in the early 1900s. Legend has it that Eleanor's spirit lingers, ensuring the preservation of the college's legacy. Late-night visitors have claimed to see her figure gliding silently through the corridors, her ethereal form illuminated by the moonlight filtering through the stained glass windows. The library annex, adjacent to Founders Hall, holds its own dark secrets. Known for its vast collection of rare books and manuscripts, the annex is a treasure trove of knowledge. However, it is also home to the infamous Shadow Man, a spectral figure that reportedly lurks among the towering shelves. Librarians and students have recounted feeling an icy presence and witnessing books falling inexplicably from their shelves. In one particularly unsettling account, a security guard patrolling the annex late at night encountered a shadowy silhouette moving between the aisles. As he approached, the figure dissolved into the darkness, leaving behind a palpable sense of unease. Many believe the Shadow Man to be the spirit of a former librarian, obsessed with protecting the sanctity of the library's contents even in death. Perhaps the most haunting of all is the Alumni Auditorium, a venue renowned for its excellent acoustics and opulent design. Beneath its grandeur lies a tragic history that fuels its ghostly reputation. During the Civil War, the auditorium was converted into a makeshift hospital, witnessing countless deaths and untold suffering. Today, visitors report hearing phantom applause and muffled cries emanating from within its walls, as if the spirits of wounded soldiers still linger, trapped in an eternal loop of despair. One of the most disturbing sightings occurred when a maintenance worker, tasked with cleaning the auditorium, spotted a group of spectral figures seated in the balcony. Cloaked in tattered uniforms, they seemed to watch an invisible performance, their expressions frozen in a mixture of pain and longing. Voices from beyond, interviews with the witnesses to unravel the tangled threads of college name's haunting narratives. I sought out first-hand accounts from those who have lived through these spectral encounters. My first interviewee was Emily Carter, the psychology student whose encounter with the ghostly woman in the library set the campus abuzz. Sitting across from me in a quiet corner of a local cafe, Emily recounted her experience with a mix of awe and apprehension. "I've always been skeptical about ghosts," she admitted, her fingers nervously tracing the rim of her coffee cup. "But that night changed everything. When I turned around and saw her, it wasn't like seeing a person. She was there, but not there, like a memory caught in time. Her eyes, they weren't angry or sad, just empty. I can't explain it, but I know what I saw." Next, I spoke with Professor Alan Thompson, whose encounter in the archives room had shaken even his stalwart disbelief in the supernatural. We met in his office, surrounded by shelves crammed with historical texts and artifacts. "It wasn't just the footsteps," he explained, leaning forward with an intensity that betrayed his agitation. "It was the feeling of being watched, of knowing something, or someone, was there, even though logic told me otherwise. And then that breath, cold, like ice against my skin. I've spent years studying history, but nothing could have prepared me for that moment. It felt personal, as if the presence knew me." Finally, I connected with Sarah Miller, one of the freshmen who explored the alumni auditorium during orientation week. Her voice trembled slightly as she described the group's chilling adventure. "We didn't believe in ghosts when we went in," she confessed over a video call, her face framed by the soft glow of her laptop screen. "But once we heard those whispers and saw that figure in the photo, it was impossible to deny. The worst part? The applause. It started faintly, like it was coming from far away, but then it grew louder, like we were sitting in a packed theater. Except, of course, we were alone. Or so we thought." Each witness brought their own perspective to the table, but a common thread wove through their stories: the overwhelming sense of being intruded upon by something beyond comprehension. To corroborate their accounts, I reached out to Dr. Linda Harper, a parapsychologist who has conducted extensive research on the paranormal phenomena at college name. "What fascinates me about these cases," she explained during our phone conversation, "is the consistency. Multiple witnesses, unrelated to one another, describe similar sensations and experiences. The cold spots, the disembodied voices, the apparitions, it's too systematic to dismiss outright. There's something here worth exploring further." Unveiling the veil, theories behind the haunting phenomena at college name have spurred a myriad of theories, each attempting to unravel the enigma of its spectral inhabitants. Among the most prevalent explanations is the notion of residual energy. This theory posits that intense emotions experienced in the past, such as fear, pain, or sorrow, can leave an energetic imprint on a location. At college name, the historical backdrop of war, illness, and untimely deaths provides fertile ground for such residual energy. For instance, the Alumni Auditorium, once a Civil War hospital, might harbor the collective trauma of soldiers and medics, manifesting as phantom applause and ghostly figures. Similarly, the library annex's shadow man could be a manifestation of a librarian's unyielding dedication, his energy trapped in the very space he once cherished. Another widely discussed theory involves the concept of portals or dimensional rifts. Some paranormal researchers suggest that certain buildings, due to their age, materials, or geographical positioning, may inadvertently act as conduits between dimensions. The Gothic architecture of Founders Hall, with its intricate stonework and crypt-like basements, fits the archetype often associated with such anomalies. Could the cold spots and disembodied voices reported there indicate breaches in the fabric of reality, allowing entities from another plane to seep through? This hypothesis gains traction when considering the recurring nature of the sightings, as if the spirits are either fully present nor completely absent, but rather caught in a liminal space. Psychological factors also play a crucial role in interpreting these haunting phenomena. Human perception is inherently subjective, influenced by expectation, suggestion, and environmental cues. The dim lighting, creaking floors, and isolation of the campus at night create a perfect storm for pareidolia, the tendency to perceive meaningful patterns in random stimuli. A shadow in the corner might easily morph into a spectral figure, while the wind whistling through the halls could be mistaken for whispers. Moreover, the shared cultural lore surrounding haunted colleges primes individuals to interpret ambiguous stimuli as paranormal. When a freshman hears a story about the Shadow Man, their mind may subconsciously seek confirmation, amplifying ordinary occurrences into extraordinary ones. Scientific studies further complicate the narrative. Research into infrasound, low-frequency sound waves below the threshold of human hearing, has shown that these vibrations can induce feelings of unease, anxiety, and even hallucinations. Old buildings like those at College Name often produce infrasound due to structural shifts or environmental factors, potentially explaining the cold spots and oppressive atmospheres reported by witnesses. Likewise, electromagnetic fields, EMFs, generated by aging electrical systems or geological features might interact with the human brain, triggering sensations of being watched or touched. While these explanations lack the dramatic flair of ghostly apparitions, they offer a rational lens through which to view the phenomena. The cultural imprint. How College Name's hauntings shape local lore. The spectral tales of College Name extend far beyond the confines of its ivy-clad walls, weaving themselves into the cultural fabric of Alabama's local communities. For generations, the college's haunted reputation has served as a cornerstone of regional folklore, inspiring storytelling traditions that thrive to this day. Local residents, whether lifelong Alabamians or newcomers drawn to the area, find themselves inexorably entwined in the ghostly narratives that swirl around the institution. These stories are not mere campfire fodder, they are living legacies, passed down through oral traditions, literature, and even modern media, ensuring that the college's supernatural allure remains vibrant and ever-present. One of the most striking ways in which College Name influences local culture is through its role in fostering community gatherings centered around the paranormal. Every October, the town hosts Haunted Heritage Week, a festival celebrating the region's spooky history. Residents and visitors alike flock to guided ghost tours, candlelit vigils, and theatrical reenactments of the college's most infamous spectral encounters. These events transform the haunting tales from whispered legends into communal experiences, uniting people through shared wonder and trepidation. For many locals, these traditions are a source of pride, a way to honor the past while embracing the mysterious charm that sets their community apart. Beyond festivals and tours, the haunting stories of College Name have also permeated regional arts and literature. Local authors and playwrights often draw inspiration from the college's spectral inhabitants, crafting works that blur the line between fact and fiction. Novels, short stories, and stage productions set against the backdrop of Founders Hall or the Alumni Auditorium have become staples of Alabama's creative scene. These narratives not only entertain but also preserve the essence of the college's haunted legacy, ensuring that its stories evolve alongside the community. Even in visual arts, paintings and sculptures depicting ghostly figures or eerie campus scenes can be found in galleries throughout the region, further embedding the paranormal into the cultural consciousness. Moreover, the influence of College Name's hauntings extends into the realm of tourism, transforming the college into a magnet for those seeking thrills and chills. Visitors from across the country arrive in droves, eager to walk the same halls where Emily Carter glimpsed the ghostly woman or to sit in the Alumni Auditorium where phantom applause still echoes. Local businesses capitalize on this influx, offering themed accommodations, ghost hunting workshops, and memorabilia that celebrate the college's spectral reputation. For small-town entrepreneurs, the haunted allure of College Name represents not just a cultural phenomenon but also an economic lifeline, sustaining livelihoods through the enduring fascination with the supernatural. Confronting the unknown, exploring the psychological impact of hauntings. The persistent whispers of ghostly encounters at College Name do more than fuel folklore. They delve deep into the human psyche, forcing us to confront primal fears and existential questions. Fear, as a fundamental emotion, serves an evolutionary purpose, alerting us to potential threats and heightening our senses in moments of danger. Yet, when that fear is tethered to the unseen and the inexplicable, as it often is in the case of hauntings, it takes on a profoundly unsettling quality. The spectral tales of College Name tap into this primal wellspring of dread, challenging our understanding of reality and mortality in ways that are both terrifying and transformative. Encounters with the paranormal force individuals to grapple with the fragile boundary between life and death. Ghosts, by their very nature, defy the natural order, existing in a liminal space that defies logic and reason. For those who have witnessed the spectral figures of College Name, the implications are profound. If the dead can linger, what does that mean for the living? Such questions erode the comforting certainties of existence, plunging individuals into a state of existential unease. This confrontation with mortality is amplified on a college campus, where young adults are already navigating the turbulent waters of identity and purpose. The juxtaposition of academic growth and spectral encounters creates a unique psychological tension, one that can either paralyze or propel individuals toward deeper self-reflection. Moreover, the fear induced by hauntings is not solely an individual experience, it resonates collectively, binding communities through shared vulnerability. At College Name, the recurrence of ghostly phenomena fosters a sense of solidarity among students, faculty, and townsfolk. Stories of spectral encounters become communal touchstones, sparking conversations that transcend generational and cultural divides. Yet, this collective fear also carries a darker undercurrent. Persistent rumors of hauntings can cultivate paranoia, leading some to question their own perceptions and sanity. Accounts of cold spots, disembodied voices, and fleeting apparitions blur the lines between imagination and reality, leaving individuals to wonder, am I imagining this, or am I truly witnessing something beyond comprehension? This uncertainty can breed anxiety, isolating those who feel unable to reconcile their experiences with societal norms. Shadows in the spotlight, media and pop culture amplification. The haunted legacy of College Name has not remained confined to whispered tales and local folklore. It has permeated the realms of media and pop culture, amplifying its spectral allure and cementing its status as a cultural icon. Over the decades, books, films, podcasts, and television shows have drawn inspiration from the eerie encounters and ghostly legends associated with the college, transforming its haunting narratives into a shared national fascination. One of the earliest literary contributions to this phenomenon was the 1973 novel Eternal Echoes, penned by acclaimed horror writer Margaret Holloway. Set against the atmospheric backdrop of College Name, the novel weaves a chilling tale of a professor unraveling the dark secrets of Founders Hall. Holloway's vivid descriptions of spectral apparitions and the oppressive weight of history struck a chord with readers, propelling the book to bestseller status and introducing the college's ghost stories to a wider audience. The influence of College Name on cinema is equally profound. In 1995, director Isaac Monroe released Whispers in the Hall, a psychological horror film loosely based on the haunting of the Alumni Auditorium. Shot on location with permission from the college, the film captures the eerie authenticity of the campus's Gothic architecture, immersing viewers in its shadowy corridors and echoing halls. The movie's climactic scene, featuring a spectral audience applauding an invisible performance, became iconic, earning critical acclaim and spawning a cult following. Decades later, the rise of streaming platforms brought renewed interest in the college's haunting tales, with the 2021 docuseries Echoes of Alabama exploring real-life paranormal investigations conducted at College Name. Featuring interviews with students, faculty, and paranormal experts, the series blended documentary realism with spine-tingling reenactments, captivating audiences and reigniting public curiosity. Podcasts have also played a pivotal role in popularizing the college's spectral legacy. Shows like Ghosts of the South and Haunted Academia dedicate entire episodes to dissecting the eerie phenomena reported at College Name, often incorporating first-hand accounts and archival recordings. These audio narratives, delivered in intimate, conversational tones bring listeners closer to the chilling experiences of those who have encountered the college's ghosts. Social media further amplifies this reach, with viral posts and TikTok videos capturing purported paranormal activity on campus. A 2022 viral clip of a security camera allegedly showing a shadowy figure moving through the library annex garnered millions of views, sparking debates and driving tourists to visit the site in hopes of their own encounters. Sweet beginnings and endings. Crafting your own haunted narratives as we conclude our chilling odyssey through the haunted halls of College Name. Let this article serve not only as a tribute to its spectral legacy but also as an invitation for you to embark on your own journey into the realm of the supernatural. The art of storytelling, especially when it comes to horror, is a deeply personal and transformative act. It allows us to channel our fears, curiosities, and imaginations into narratives that resonate with others, creating connections through shared experiences of suspense and wonder. If the haunting tales of College Name have stirred something within you, consider picking up a pen, or opening a blank document, and weaving your own ghostly masterpiece. Begin by drawing inspiration from the world around you. Perhaps there's an old building in your town with a mysterious past, or a family legend whispered across generations that begs to be retold. Like the spectral echoes of College Name, these stories often arise from the interplay of history, emotion, and imagination. Start small, craft a single scene or sketch a character, and let the narrative unfold organically. Remember, the most compelling horror stories don't always rely on overt scares. Sometimes, it's the subtle details, the lingering questions, and the unspoken fears that leave the deepest impression. For those who prefer to share their stories through visual or auditory mediums, platforms like YouTube offer endless possibilities. Create a video essay exploring a local haunted site, or narrate a spine-tingling tale in the style of a campfire story. Use lighting, sound effects, and pacing to build tension, drawing your audience into the eerie atmosphere you've envisioned. If collaboration is more your style, team up with fellow storytellers to craft a series of interconnected ghost stories or a full-length documentary-style investigation. The digital age has made it easier than ever to share your creations with a global audience, so don't hesitate to upload your work and invite others to experience the chills you've conjured. And remember, whether you're writing, filming, or simply sharing a tale with friends, the true magic of horror lies in its ability to evoke emotion. Lean into the fear, the suspense, and the unknown, but don't forget to infuse your work with heart. After all, the most memorable ghost stories are those that linger not just in the mind but in the soul. So take the eerie energy of College Name as your muse, and let your creativity guide you into the shadows. Who knows? Your story might just become the next legend whispered in the dark.